Alright, hello YouTube. So I got another package. Let's see what's inside. Alright, hello YouTube, this is I. So this week I'm going to compare the SansAmp RBI and the BDDI. So the BDDI is the pedal and the RBI is the rack version of the thing, and it has a mid knob in addition. And at least to myself, they sound different. But this week we are going to just look at the curves, and next week we will check how they sound. I currently have the RBI hooked, and I'm going to put on the capture mode. And we can see that this roll off, when I turn it off, it's almost nothing. But this rippling comes from somewhere, I don't know what it is. But it's not a ground loop problem either. But, so it seems that the high-end loss is not from the cables, just that it has a low pass by itself when it's turned on. Anyway, so just so you know, the drive is at 0 or minimum, presence is at minimum, blend is at minimum, bass, mids and treble are at center, and the level is at whatever to make it level with the 0 line. And I will switch to the 16 dB view, so it's easier to see. So let me tweak up the level so that we are exactly at the 0 line. And it seems to be just up. Alright, cool. So let's start with the bass. I'm going to go all the way up. It is about 12 dB from, I would say, about 100 Hertz. And then when we go down, that's a bit of rippling, but don't mind that. And it is about 12 dB from 100 Hertz again. And let's get back to 0. And mids all the way to the up. Alright, so it's about 18 dB at 1K. And when we go down, a bit more, so about 20 dB at 1K, so let's check it the other way. But anyway, it's a 1K boost. Nothing super special about that. And then for the top end, let me put the mids and bass back to 0. Alright, so the treble. It is a plus 16 dB at about, what is this, 3.5K maybe? 3K, 3.5K. And then the cut seems to be a low shelf starting from 2K, very analog style, and about minus 8 dB at 2K, and then 6, what is it? Maybe it's actually 2, because it might be that this is a wide bell and this is a shelf. If you look at the curve, or is it just the, no, it's actually, I think it's just the low pass that's bothering me. So it's just very, very wide cut at 3K-ish. Let's check the up. So yeah, I think 3.5K. I don't think the frequency changes when it goes down. So yeah, it just gets a bit wider Q when it goes below 0. And let me turn up the blend just a hair, and let's see what the presence does. So this bump that appeared is the presence at max, which is actually the same frequency as the treble for some reason. But I guess that, alright, so I will adjust the level so that the low, I will put the presence back to 0. So it creates this kind of curve. I'll turn up the level so that we get equal to 0. We get a really, really deep cut at 800 Hertz, 700 Hertz, somewhere around that. And that's just the sound of SansAmp. The BDDI does something very similar. And let's check the presence now. So our level is 0. And it goes... Oh, did you see that? I'll have to check if my level is distorting, because it might be just the distortion. So is it distorting? Yes, let's turn down the headroom just a hair. Alright, so we don't want headroom distortion. Alright, so presence at maximum. So it's just an additive boost. And it is around 4K. And it's very, very wide. And if we also increase the treble all the way to max, we can see that it gets really freaking... Really, really freaky. Like... what is that? 60 dB boost of top end. You know, no wonder some bass players really dig this. It's very non-musical way to boost, but it's very effective if you want the clank from, you know, very fucking old strings. Alright, so now we are on the bass driver DI. I have the 3-channel version, but it's exactly the same as the 1-channel version, except it has, you know, some programmable shit. And the main difference, it does not have the mid knob. That's the most noticeable difference. I also have the drive currently at 0, and our top end loss is a bit less than, or no, it's actually pretty much the same. And our bass and treble are pointing at noon. Our blend is at 0. And let me try the same thing. So bass, 12 dB, pretty much exactly the same. And a bit more cut. So that's about 15 dB at, you know, 1800 Hz, something like that. If you haven't checked my older video where I did, you can click the link in the description box to see it. Alright, so I reset the settings, and now let's check the treble. That's plus 16 dB at 3.5K, and also seems to change to a shelf or a really wide cut when it's down there, also at 3.5K. So the bass and treble knobs seem to do exactly the same no matter which one you use. And now let me turn up the blend. So the main difference here is the RBI drops the level when you turn up the blend. I don't know why, it's just designed that way. And this is with the presence at 0. So we get 2 cuts. We get one at, you know, about 40 Hertz, and then one at about... Yeah, this one is not in the RBI, and the 800 Hertz cut seems to be the same. So this is kind of the same, this is not. Or then I just missed it or something. So let me now try the presence. We get distortion, so let me turn down the... Alright, there we go. So that's plus 25 dBs. And if we once again crank up also the treble, there is that 60 dB of madness. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this quick demonstration. Next week I will show you some sound clips, so come back then. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this demonstration. If you have any questions or comments, please write them down in the comments below. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so. I make new videos every week. Thank you for watching and make good music.